JPS TaNaKH 1917 The Jewish Bible, Old Testament, in English, published by the Jewish Publication Society in 1917.
17 Thus saith the Lord. In this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in my hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood.
18 And the fish that are in the river shall die, and the river shall become foul, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink water from the river. 19 And the Lord said unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Take thy rod, and stretch out thy hand over the waters of Egypt, over their rivers, over their streams, and over their pools, and over all their ponds of water, that they may become blood. And there shall be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. 20 And Moses and Aaron did so, as the Lord commanded. And he lifted up the rod, and smote the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. 21 And the fish that were in the river died, and the river became foul, and the Egyptians could not drink water from the river. And the blood was throughout all the land of Egypt. 22 And the magicians of Egypt did in like manner with their secret arts, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken. 23 And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither did he lay even this to heart. 24 And all the Egyptians digged round about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. 25 And 7 days were fulfilled. After that the Lord had smitten the river.
8. 1, 7-26. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. 2, 7-27. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs. 3, 7-28. And the river shall swarm with frogs, which shall go up and come into thy house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading troughs. 4, 7-29. And the frogs shall come up both upon thee, and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants. 5, 8-1. And the Lord said unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Stretch forth thy hand with thy rod over the rivers, over the canals, and over the pools, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. 6, 8-2. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up, and covered the land of Egypt. 7, 8-3. And the magicians did in like manner with their secret arts, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. 8, 8-4. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron, and said, Entreat the Lord, that he take away the frogs from me, and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may sacrifice unto the Lord. 9, 8-5. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Have thou this glory over me? Against what time shall I entreat for thee, and for thy servants, and for thy people, that the frogs be destroyed from thee and thy houses, and remain in the river only? 10, 8-6. And he said, Against tomorrow. And he said, Be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord our God. 11, 8-7. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy houses, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. 12, 8-8. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto the Lord concerning the frogs, which he had brought upon Pharaoh. 13, 8-9. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the courts, and out of the fields. 14, 8-10. And they gathered them together in heaps, and the land stank. 15, 8-11. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken.